Good morning, my friends.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
We got a few more people coming in now. I just made a comment about that last week's song was Killing Me Softly with his song, and I wrote out a vocal interlude for that. If you did not email me, then I did not send it to you. But you could go ahead and email me at 5063@fletchermusic.com, and I'd be happy to forward the interlude, which kind of completes the song, makes it a little more final. Anne said she felt like it added a lot. So you're welcome to have that. You just need to send me an email and I will send the attachment on to you. Okay. How do we do with this song? Or arrangement, I should say. Now it's an arrangement.
Good, I think.
Good. Did we start with the strumming my head? Bed, sorry. Bed, head. Strumming my bed with the fingers. That's how she started the song, Roberta Flack.
Yeah, I started with that.
I did too.
Good, good. That sounds really good. Okay.
I wasn't real fond of this song the first time I heard it, but the more I played it, I really got hung up on it. It's a beautiful piece, I think.
Very beautiful melody.
Yes.
That's what I was impressed with as well. I could take or leave the lyrics, but the melody is very, very nice.
Mhm.
Very, very nice.
I used to hear this song over and over and over on the radio when it first came out.
Yeah, which was in the 70s, wasn't it?
Yeah, I remember my parents and I were visiting in Florida and the song came out, and every time we were in the car, the song was playing.
Uh-huh. Was it the Roberta Flack version?
I think it was.
Yeah. Yeah, she really made that. I'm sure there's plenty of artists that did it, but she really made that a huge hit, that's for sure. Nice melody, that's what we like to play with. So, who would like to play today?
I have a Joanie.
Okay, Gary. Good job.
Thank
Very
you.
good. Okay, let's have a little chat, Gary.
Okay. Do I need to be at the organ?
I don't know, not necessarily.
Okay.
So I want to know if I heard what I heard. I heard Cascade, correct?
A little bit.
And what harmony did you use with the Cascade?
Oh my goodness, I should have been at the organ.
It wasn't typical.
Let's see here. It was full AOC.
Full AOC.
Yep.
Okay. And I also heard a few extra right hand notes.
On the interlude that you added?
Throughout.
No, I didn't put in any extra notes. The only
Maybe
time you might have heard them was on the interlude because I had Fake It on.
Yeah, I heard that. That was my
But
next
no other one.
comment. I heard Fake It.
No, otherwise I didn't put in any extra notes. I don't think so.
Maybe I put them in my head.
Maybe.
And I thought I also heard MCS Plus.
Nope.
No?
Nope, not at all.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, nope. I just checked all my presets. I did not use it.
Okay. Very good.
Stumped you
stuff.
that time.
Yeah. I'm hearing more than what I'm hearing, I guess.
Yes.
I thought there were certain sections, like the beginning of the verse, that in my mind after the fact, I said that might be a great place to use MCS Plus. Jazz, the jazz, two hands. On the chorus, Strum in My Bed, I probably would not use it because the melody moves along a little bit too quickly.
Right.
But that verse would have definitely warranted that. And I like the fact that you added the cascade. Very
Thank
good.
you.
Those of you who have it, please use it because it is amazing. Very good. Someone
Thank
else?
you.
I've got it, Joni. I recorded it.
Great, Anne. good. Very nice. Good job.
Thank you.
Very good. What style was that?
That was Rumbolero.
Okay. Because I heard the castanets in the background. And
That's
did you use a little of the cascade in the beginning?
I did at one part.
Yeah, I heard it.
Yeah, on
Very good.
I forget. I think it was number 7 on Love Songs had the cascade built in, and I used that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It was already there for you. That's great. Yeah, very nice job. Both of you used a very good use of the music map, the way we talked about it, going back, because that's actually how Roberta Flack did it as well. So very good use of that. And the bridge the interlude rather, came out nicely. Very nice. Very nice. Anybody else? Like I said, if you did not get the interlude, if you're coming in late, because I had a few more people come in, if you did not get the interlude and you want it, you can email me at 5063@fletchermusic.com, and I would be more than happy to send that attachment to you so you could have it. Okay?
Is that going to be on Patreon?
I did submit it.
Okay.
I did submit
you.
it. Yes. Anybody else? That's a nice tune. I was really happy with that. Okay, today we are going to Besame Mucho. Kiss Me Much. And while you're getting that pulled up for yourself, just make a little note that housekeeping, August the 30th, the last Tuesday in August, there will not be a Zoom class. We are having an in-store event that day. So August the 30th, not next week, not the week after. So giving you plenty of notice. But I wrote it down to remind you, because if I didn't write it down, I would forget. So this is kind of interesting. We're going to do something a little bit differently with this. First of all, I made very few changes at all, but we will be incorporating the virtuoso at one point. And so when you go down to line 3, the first chord in my version in the beginning of the song is D minor. I'm hoping that you all have the same key. Go down to line 3, and there's a whole note A tied for another whole note. Do the fill there. Don't bother to hold the tie. Just wait the beats, but use the fill. And then when you play measure 3, the high D note, D is in dog, don't hold that D note. Use the fill again and let the instrument work for you. Okay? When I go down to line 4, the lyrics are mucho. There's an A, right? A half note A. Make that after you play that A, play a B flat and an A eighth note. So you're doing this. Okay, I'll show it to you again when I play it for you. And in measure 3 on the last line of the first page, put in your bar line and repeat dots, because we're going to go back to that.
Sorry, where is that?
Measure 3, the last line on the first page, line 4, measure 3.
Measure 3, okay.
At the D minor chord. You want to put in repeat marks there. And then at the top of the page where it says fine, you want to put in repeat marks there. because we're going to do the second time around. When we do it, we're going to do a tag ending. So we're going to repeat that little section right there and make it a good, nice tag ending. It'll be a little more final.
Where, go back to Joni on the repeat, where?
So you're putting repeat marks on the first page, line 4, measure 3,
Mm-hmm.
the D minor chord. And then at the top of the page where it says fine, you're putting in dots there as well so that it sends you back to repeat.
Okay.
That's also where I'm going to change a preset when I'm going on the first time, or style setup, as it would be called on many of your instruments. So you'll want to do that. And I'm going to change very specifically to vibes. I'll show that to you right now. Let's see if you can read the screen. So number 5 is dynamic vibe and flute. I'm going to go to that. And the reason I'm going to that is because I recommend that you play this next section, 3 lines, as broken octaves. Okay? Broken octaves is this. Now, if you can reach 8 keys, good. If not, you'll have to take your thumb off the first G and then hit the high G with your pinky. But that sounds really good with it, the broken octaves there. And then on line 3 of that page, it's a D minor chord. The English lyrics are 4, being part of the word before. Everybody see where I am? Is that a yes?
Page 2, line 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
D minor chord. That's where we're going to do the virtuoso.
A D minor chord.
Yes.
Are you
measure,
adding that?
the previous measure there is never knew this thrill before.
Right. And I have it as an A7.
You have it what?
As an A7 for the first and second
That's the
measure on
first
that line.
measure. That's the first measure of that line, A7, and then there's a D minor on the whole note.
Oh, I don't have that.
No, I don't either.
All right, good. Add it. Perfect. Then when we get down to the beginning, it says DC, return to the beginning and play till the fine. And we're going to do that. However, we're going to make that last note, that E whole note, make it a dotted half note, and then play E flat as a quarter note before we return back. And that's where you want to change your sound. And I'm going ahead there also to transpose up 1 touch. Oh, I forgot. Let's go back to Killing Me Softly, because I forgot to ask Gary and Ann, did you put your instrument in A flat?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
thought you did, because I heard the pitches as being different. Very good. Very good. Okay. So we're doing a transpose at the end of this first page. And then we go back to the beginning. We come through all of the first part to the fine. And then when we get to the fine, which means finished or final, you're going back to my dots that I put in and do a little tag ending there. And then it'll be complete. Okay?
Joanie?
Yeah.
Could you go over the chords that you have for the song? Because it sounds like ours don't match what yours are.
Sure. Yeah, I'd be happy to. So, starting at the beginning of the song, the first measure is D as in dog minor. Measure 3 is G as in George minor. My line 2, which is a B flat melody note, there's an A7 chord. My line 3, which is an A whole note, melody note, that's a D as in dog minor. On line 3, measure 3, I have a D7, D as in dog 7. Line 4, measure 1, Mucho is the lyrics there. That is a G as in George minor. Measure 3 of that line is a D as in dog minor.
I think that's new.
Say that again.
That was missing from mine.
Okay.
Mine as well.
Top of the page is an A7. And then measure 2, it's a D whole note melody note, and it's a D as in dog minor. Line 2. Measure 1 is a G as in George minor. Measure 2 is a D as in dog minor. Line 3, measure 1 is an A7. Measure 2 is an A melody note, a whole note, that is D as in dog minor. That's where you do the virtuoso as well. Measure 3 is a G as in George minor. Last line for me on the page is measure 1 is D as in dog minor. Measure 2 is E7, E Edward. And the last measure is A7.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome. And I'm going to use Trios Romantica. That's one of the ones that Song Setup suggest. You could also use a rumba beguine if you choose. Or if you have an E product, you may have another Latin that you think works well with it as well. And then we'll look forward to hearing that next time. But we do want to keep it in the Latin vein. Okay. Any questions? Now, all I can suggest to you is if you are using your style setup, let me bring this over here for now. If you're using your style setup and you start with the 0 setup, which is Spanish guitar, check your ORC Plus volume. Because in some cases with rhythms, Spanish guitar stands on its own. Obviously, it's a very incredible guitar. Second only to flamenco, actually. But sometimes that background might be a little overpowering for that Spanish guitar. So it might be worth you listening to that and checking that out and decide if you need to lower that volume or change your balance. If you have a balance button, you can certainly do it that way as well. But I just wanted to say beware of that. Okay. That's really basically it. There's a lot of songs you could fit with this as a melody, but that's a lesson for a different day because when we end in the key of A, we'll probably need a transitional chord to get to the next key that you're going to. So that would be a different lesson that we'd have to take a look at in the future. Any questions? No? Great. Okay. So let's take a listen to this. Besame Mucho on Trios Romanticos. I'm going to start with style setup 0, which is Spanish guitar. And I am checking out my Work Plus a little bit softer. Here we go. That's good if we start with an introduction. Here we go. Let the instrument work for you. Now I'm going to go to those vibes. Little trill there. Now I'm going back to the dots that I added for you. And if you want to do it a third time, you can. Okay. Take note that the intro chord I did was a D as in dog minor. That is the first chord, and it's also the last chord at the fine. So that's the chord you want to use for your introduction. Did everybody get the broken octaves concept? Is that a yes?
No, Joanie, I didn't.
So
Yeah.
I'm playing octaves instead of, let me put it on the keyboard so you can watch it. So let's go to the second section. I'm going to do that part again, and I'm going to put the keyboard on to see if you can see it. There we go. Here we go. So I'm just echoing every single note an octave higher. It's called broken octaves.
Okay, I've got it now. Thank you.
And I use that number 5 because if you use the setup number 0, which is Spanish guitar, the vibes are on the bottom. However, they're not as sharp because they're not dynamic vibes. So dynamic vibes respond differently. You hear the sharpness in that?
Yeah.
That's different than this. Because there's no dynamic touch involved behind it. But with number 5, dynamic vibe puts on dynamic keying or dynamic touch, if you will.
Okay,
And-
thanks. Got that
And
now.
that's what you want to use there because you want that little bit of a sharp, crisp sound in the vibes. Everybody understand the broken octaves?
Then you use that all the way to the end, right?
Those 3 lines
Yeah, 3 lines.
until you go back to repeat, correct. Now, you do have an octave harmony, so you could use the octave harmony, but if you do, the octaves will not be broken. They'll be like this. But if you break them, gives it a little more spirit.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Thanks.
Oh, you're welcome. Any other questions? Just a really nice tune.
Joanie,
You got everything going on there?
Joanie,
Yes, question.
yes.
Hi, Al.
I took mine from book 37, and on the top of page 2,
Mm-hmm.
instead of the 8 starting with the A7, it starts with a B flat 7, and then goes to an A7 on the third count, first measure.
It's a B flat 7 there.
Yeah,
Hold on, let me get into it here. Yes, very nice. Very nice. B flat 7 and then A7 on count 3. Very
Okay, they
nice
did-
chord. Very nice
they-
chord.
they did the same thing on the last line, second measure. They did an E7 and then a B flat 7 on the third count.
Did you say B is in boy?
They did an E7 to start with, and then third count B flat 7.
Oh, B flat. Well, no wonder
Yeah,
it
B
didn't sound
flat.
right to me. Let me try that again. Ah, yes, much better. I was getting ready to say, I'm sorry, Al, that B chord doesn't work for me. No, B flat, beautiful. Yep, that's great. I'll add these in myself. And the first chord at the top of the page you said was a B flat.
B flat 7 and then A7.
And then on count 3 an A7.
Yes.
Good.
And then on the first page, they did the D minor first measure, D minor, and then G minor on the third count.
The third count of which measure?
First measure of the song.
So what I would do, if you're going to do that, the G minor on measure 1 of the song on the third beat, if you're going to do the G minor, when you get to the tie, you really need to go back to D minor again. D is in dog.
Okay, the
Listen.
second measure did that.
I'm sorry?
The second measure does that.
Oh, it does that. Oh, I
Yes.
got ahead of myself. Sorry about that. D minor and then G minor and then back to D minor. Yeah, that will work. That sounds like this. That's good. Great.
Okay, on the second line, second measure, the D7 is on the third count.
What D7?
There's a D7 over the first A. There's no chord in the first measure,
Right.
no chord on beat 1 in the second measure.
Yes.
And then beat 3, there's a D7.
I don't know about that one. I like the D7, but it kind of clashes when you get to the A7.
So they've got a G minor.
I'm sorry?
Third measure, G minor, and then A7 on the third beat.
Ah, let's try that. So it's G minor, and then on beat 3 of measure 2, it goes to
No,
D as in
beat-
dog.
Measure 2, beat 3 is D7.
Uh-huh.
Measure 3, beat 1 is G minor.
Mhm.
Measure 3, beat 3 is A7.
Right, let's try that. Oh, I did it wrong. Sorry. Let's go back. Yeah, that's good. That's okay. I'm not quite as fond as the G minor, but you certainly need it before the A7.
I found it interesting, of the 3 books I have, book 37 added those extra chords.
Yeah, that's interesting. I guess it was a case of who the writer was in that particular book that day and Al Leonard.
It might have been an older book too, I'm not sure.
They're good though. I'm glad you brought those up. Anything we can do to make it sound better and let the instrument work for us is a very, very good thing. Nice chords. I like it. Thank you. Glad you weren't shy, Al.
I'm always shy.
Anyone else? Questions? It's just a happy little song. Kind of soothing, wouldn't you say?
Mhm.
Yep.
I found it soothing anyway. Okay, well, I hope you have a good time with this, and just make a mental note or write it down on the August the 30th, the very end of August. That day there will be no Zoom class because we are having an in-store event with a concert. So I'm just telling you way in advance so you can make sure you have that. If you're a Sun City resident, you'll want to be here for that day. And then there's a sign-up sheet in the front of the store that you can come in and sign up for that. Okay, anything else? Oh, you guys are great today. You're definitely a motivating group. All righty, well, you have a blessed week. Have a wonderful musical day. Try out those things we did. Try your broken octaves. I hope it works for you. And I will see you next Tuesday on Zoom.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
As
Okay, you're
well.
very welcome. My pleasure. Have a wonderful day.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.